am so happy to be here joining you all this weekend. It has been absolutely amazing so far. The whole time I was standing backstage, my mouth was just open because I was so amazed by all that they had to say. I mean, they are incredibly intelligent, and I have never been more hopeful for the future of this disease than I am today. It truly is an honor to be here surrounded by so many dedicated and passionate volunteers and so many distinguished individuals. So, like you said, you're probably wondering, why is Miss America here and what is her connection to cystic fibrosis? My life has significantly been impacted from cystic fibrosis, and that is because of my very best friend. My journey with cystic fibrosis started at the very young age of 9 when I met my girl, Maddie. We got put in the same third grade class together, and from the moment I met her, she immediately lit up my life with her contagious energy and her loud laugh. We instantly became inseparable, and she became my partner in every childhood adventure. And looking back, I honestly don't remember a time we didn't spend together. Growing up, Maddie and I are just as close as we were then. She is currently a senior at Auburn University, War Eagle. She is getting her degree in exercise science right now. She is thriving. She's a Pilates instructor. She's also an exercise teacher for students with Down syndrome at Auburn, and she's staying next year to get her master's. I am currently in the College of Nursing at Auburn. When I won the title of Miss Alabama, I had to take a year off of school, and I still am now, but Auburn is actually holding my spot in their nursing school this September when I give up my crown, and I'm very excited because me and Maddie actually just signed our lease for an apartment last week, so we are going to be roomies at Auburn next year, which is super exciting. So like I said, we've literally been inseparable for almost 15 years now. So she isn't just someone I consider my friend, she is my family. But growing up, I immediately recognized that there was something different about Maddie, and she clearly had her own struggles. She was constantly having to take trips to the nurse's office. She had this large Ziploc bag of horse pills where she had, her enzymes. That's what I call it, because they were massive. And I remember being a little kid like, holy moly, how does she take all of those? She would disperse all the enzymes between our friends so that anywhere we went, if she didn't have any, one of us would surely have something that she could take so she could have her meal or her snack. And she also just had a cough that never really seemed to go away. And obviously, I recognized that this was somewhat unusual, but at that age, I didn't understand the seriousness of her condition. That was until Maddie wasn't in class one day. She was in the hospital. And I don't think as a little kid you understand, you don't think much about hospitals or sickness until it stares you in the face. And I remember walking into Maddie's hospital room and my heart shattered. And it's because I saw my normally energetic friend laying in a hospital bed, almost lifeless. She looked so fragile and weak, and it was almost traumatic to see as a little kid because that was my best friend, and I didn't know what was going to happen. And it sparked a fire in me at a young age that this was unfair. Why does Maddie have to go through something like this? Like, she did nothing to deserve this. And it was in that moment I understood that cystic fibrosis wasn't just something Maddie had, it's something that she had to battle every single day of her life. So it was that moment in the hospital that changed me, and it's why I made a promise to her as a little kid that as long as I'm around, I will do everything in my power to fight for her and to fight for others that are living with this devastating disease. So Maddie didn't just give me a friendship, she gave me a purpose. Now the way that ties, thank you. So you're probably wondering, how does that tie into Miss America? So when you compete in the Miss America organization at the local, state, or national level, every contestant is required to have what we call a service initiative. Now, I was not a pageant girl by any means. I did not grow up competing in pageants and never imagined that I would become Miss America. It wasn't until my freshman year at college, I was looking to fulfill a financial burden or financial need in my life. The Miss America organization is a scholarship program, and I have a twin brother who's also in nursing at Auburn, and at the time, my mom was working 4 jobs to help provide my brother and I to go to college. And so I wanted to help her in any way that I could because I saw the sacrifices that she was making for us. And so I entered my first local preliminary, and then that is how my journey kicked off. I have acquired over $89,000 in tuition scholarships, so I will be graduating completely debt-free. So it has changed my life. But when I started competing and had to come up with a service initiative, obviously there was never a doubt in my mind that I would choose cystic fibrosis awareness as my cause. I used to have the mindset that I'm only one person, and I was 19. What could I really do to feel like I'm leaving a lasting impact? I didn't really know which direction I should go, but I immediately reached out to the CF Foundation of Alabama because I'd been attending the Great Strides Walk with Maddie. Shout out to my Alabama peeps over there. I'd been attending the walk since I was 9, and so I'm so thankful that they were willing to welcome me with open arms and give me some guidance. And it's because of them I have been able to accomplish goals that I never even imagined. Everything we've done has just exceeded my expectations, and with their direction, I was able to pass a statewide CF Awareness Day on May 26th for the state of Alabama. Last year, I worked 9 months alongside the CF Foundation of Alabama to coordinate my very own fundraiser. It was a roast. We roasted the Hoover Police Chief in Alabama. It raised, y'all, it was awesome. It raised over $190,000 in one night. With the title of Miss Alabama and the help of the foundation, I was able to go to Capitol Hill last year and lobby for the Pasteur Act, which is sitting in Congress right now. It would create a better marketplace for antibiotics. And then some of the amazing CF researchers at UAB in Alabama, they've worked with me. We launched a little social media series last year that reached over 1 million viewers, educating them about the nature of cystic fibrosis. So my goal has just been to find creative ways to expand awareness, but also increase fundraising participation. And one of the best parts about being Miss America so far is I have met so many individuals with cystic fibrosis who are thriving because of the life-saving treatment advancements that are taking place. And that, is directly correlated to the awareness and the fundraising for research that is taking place. It truly is incredible. And this year, when I stood on the Miss America stage, Maddie actually came to Orlando to watch me, and I knew exactly where she was sitting, and I had a moment where I looked out in the audience and I looked at Maddie, and I just immediately thought of that little girl in 3rd grade who showed me that even in some of the darkest moments, hope still shines so bright. Maddie has changed my life. She has instilled so much hope in me, and that is why I will continue fighting to find a cure for her. She is my forever best friend, and she is my inspiration. This year, I don't just get to be Miss America, I get to serve as a national ambassador for the CF Foundation, and I am so grateful that they have worked to implement me in several of their incredible events, such as this one. And it's been great because I feel like I've gotten to share my story, but also contribute to their amazing mission outside of CF-related events. As you know, CF affects roughly around 40,000 individuals, but its effects ripple beyond that to families, friends, and even entire communities. This means that around 15 million Americans are impacted by cystic fibrosis, and I've gotten to see just a small part of this statistic. I have been Miss America for the past 3 months. I was crowned in January, and one of the most rewarding parts so far is every single city that I have traveled to, I have had at least one person come up to me. Most of the time they're sobbing, and they say, my best friend has cystic fibrosis. My brother or sister passed away with CF. My uncle has CF. We never imagined he would live this long. Thank you for the light that you were shining on a disease that so badly needs that continued awareness. And it's been so rewarding for me because it's shown me that this position, there's a purpose behind it, and it's so much more than wearing a crown or sash. It's so much more than just taking pictures with people. It's the opportunity to use your voice and truly feel as if you were leaving a lasting impact and enacting change. And that is why my focus is cystic fibrosis. And I'm hoping that by the end of my year of service, I can confidently say I feel like I gave my all in doing that. But I want to thank you all again for welcoming me here, and just give the most heartfelt thank you to every volunteer who has dedicated so much time. Thank you for your passion. Thank you for transforming so many lives every single day. I could not be more proud to be a part of this community, the best in the world. I'm so honored to be a part of this community as Miss America, but also just as Abbie, because my work with CF is not over after this crown comes off. It's going to continue beyond that. And like I promised my best friend Maddie at that very young age of 9, I will not stop fighting until it's done. Thank y'all.